Hi everyone, thanks for joining the live today. And today, as usual, I'm just going to be reading for the collective to start with, and then I'll move on to personal reads if I feel drawn towards certain individuals. Before I start, I just want to say here's the link to my Facebook page, which is also in my bio. So if anyone wanted a private reading, this is where you would go to book. Just look out for the sunflower. And yeah, I think to start with, just while everyone's like popping on, I'll just pull a couple of cards and I'll just do a bit of a collective read, and then we'll see where we go from that. I feel drawn to pull 3 cards, one from from 3 different decks, so 3 different cards, and then I think as a collective we'll read those 3 and see what the energy is like today for everybody. I'm going to choose the cards first, then I'm going to turn them over once I've chosen them. I want to say thank you to everyone for joining. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for just following me on TikTok and on my Facebook page. I really appreciate it. The cards are really quiet today. Nothing wants to come out. Actually, that one just popped up. So I don't know, maybe if that's how everyone's feeling actually. Maybe a little bit withdrawn, not really. Maybe not wanting to communicate as well. That could be a thing. So let's see what we've got. Oh, these are nice. Okay, so first one is joy and stability, and the number 4. Remember, this is a collective reading, so this might mean different things for different people. Take it as it resonates. If it doesn't, then it's obviously, not meant to be for you. Your second card is the Sun, and your last card is Journey, and the number 10. I feel like this is definitely a spiritual thing, and it tends to be quite a lot of spiritual people are drawn to my page, because I feel like at the moment that's part of my mission, if you like, or my calling, that I'm helping quite a lot of people that are spiritual and they're somewhere along this journey, okay, like a spiritual awakening. So thank you for the rose. Is that Ellie? Thank you. So what I want to say is we're all looking for this. We're all looking for the joy in our lives, the stability, and it is not an easy journey, okay, a spiritual awakening. When you finally realise what's happening to you, a lot of the time people want to put this out for you, the sunshine, okay. They want to pull you back down. They can see that you're starting to elevate, if you like. You're starting to rise above a lot of things. You're starting to see things with different set of eyes as well, understand things. So I feel like there are some people who are going to test you and they're going to try and put the sunshine out. But what I want to say is this is all part of your journey. All part of your journey. So you've got to kind of embrace the light and the dark with this, and know that you're being guided, and it's not a quick journey this either. If you look at this card, you'll see the train's still in the station. It's not actually moved anywhere. The luggage is still sitting there on the station as well. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're not really on the train yet, if you like. So you're still kind of being prepared for this journey ahead, if you like. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about with the comments and everything that are coming through. Okay, there's always somebody who wants to try and stop your light from shining, or maybe just look at things in a different way that you do, just to try and trigger you or make you react in a certain way. So the best thing to do there is just literally carry on as you were and let them continue, because there's not really anything that they can do unless you react. Okay, so your reaction is everything in this life. And I feel that's all I want to say on that, to be honest. I think it's pretty obvious, you know, that if you react in a way that they're expecting you to react, then they've kind of won, if you like. So yeah, I'm just going to continue on. So a lot of you are definitely looking for the light and looking for that joy, but it feels like there's a lot of people who are trying to stop you from even taking this journey. And I see for a lot of you as well, there's different levels. Some of you are like, some of you are really seeing things so differently, and it's hard to just get on with certain people now that you've probably always got on with, but now you're realizing actually you're not seeing the same, or you're not seeing eye to eye, you're not understanding things. You're looking at things so differently, you're seeing things so differently. So I feel like that's creating a lot of changes in your world. Okay, and I feel like for a lot of you as well, I can feel anxiety. So I think that maybe it's a good idea to tap into trying to find your peace. Okay, and it's not easy in this world, whether you're spiritual or not. It's quite hard to just get that moment to yourself where you can just ground and readjust, recenter, if you like. Especially, I mean, I can see someone there saying I'm always up and down. You know, it is difficult. This, even whether you're spiritual or not, again, your path, everybody's path is generally like this. It will be up and down. There'll be times when you're high, there'll be times when you're low. That is just part of life, okay? But it's all just kind of learning how to react, really, and not to overreact, and also to make sure that you're looking at yourself and you're feeling good from the inside with yourself, like nourishing yourself, eating the right foods, keeping your chakras balanced. And I know that if a lot of people on here now are watching that are spiritual, you'll most likely know all about the chakras. I'm just going to show you this sheet quickly. You know, like where all your energy points are in your body. And the colours that are associated with it, and I just want to quickly talk about that because I felt drawn to, I don't have lots of crystals, but I do use them occasionally, and today I felt drawn to just choose a few different crystals, but as I've put them down on the table, what I've noticed is they are actually all to do with the chakras, so they kind of go up in the same or similar colours. And I feel like it's important to remember to keep a good balance, okay? I think as well, quite a few of you may end up being like working with energy or Reiki or healing or that kind of thing. So definitely the chakras will be something that you're drawn to. Yeah, you attract a lot of energy, gives you a lot of pain, yeah. So I feel like keeping your chakras in line and nourished, and knowing when there's one that feels that it's blocked, or even more than one maybe, is a good way to keep yourself like healthy spiritually, because when you start to realize which areas are blocked, it makes it a lot easier, because you can kind of work on that area and you will start to feel different, like shifts in your energy, if you like. I also want to mention just like natural salt baths, because I feel like that's very good for cleansing and clearing out all the negativity, you know, like just and water as well, you know, like just submerging your body and having just a natural salt bath. And I think you can get magnesium flakes, they're pretty good as well. So something like that may help you just to stay sort of topped up, especially if you might be struggling with your chakra areas as well. Okay. So I do feel like I'm going to take another card, because I feel like there's definitely I don't want to say like a heavy energy, but it doesn't feel completely clear today. I feel like there's definitely things that are maybe testing you, all right? Maybe just, when I say testing, I feel like, especially when you're spiritually awoken, you do get tests, and they are brutal. That's the only way I can describe it. It feels, you know, you may be going through something in your life and you're thinking, why me? Why am I going through this? How do I get out of this? Why am I always getting all the trouble? But you need to remember that it is just a test, and it's all about you passing it. And there is no right or wrong way of doing anything, okay? So if you feel like you've done something wrong, you haven't. You're still maybe in that test. You're still actually not over that hurdle yet. Maybe you've got to react in a different way. Maybe you've got to completely, whatever you did, maybe do the total opposite, and then you'll get put through that test. I hope that makes sense. And I've got the card here, Opportunity Beckons, and the number 4. So I think life is full of opportunity. I think that all of us at any, you know, given moment could get an opportunity that just drops in our laps, okay, and we can just run with it. And I feel as though a lot of you are maybe, that you might be doing something similar to this as well. You may be trying to build up your live accounts or your social media, that kind of thing, and you're kind of looking out and you're trying to find your way. And I feel as though for quite a lot of you, when I was feeling the anxiety, it's because you're too focused on what it is that you're looking for here. I feel like you need to just let go of the reins a little bit and try not to control what needs to happen like naturally for you, if that makes sense. So you might have like ideas, dreams in your head, and that's all fine, like, you know, manifestation of what you want or you believe you want to happen in the future. But I feel like some of you are just going too full into it, if that makes sense. Maybe spending too much time as well on a certain project, and the balance for you may be out of whack a little bit. So as in, I always talk about this in my readings as well, like your human life and your spiritual life. So you've got like one foot in the human and one foot in the spiritual side. So you're seeing things kind of as a split personality maybe. Your human side wants to know everything, it questions everything, it wants to control it, whereas your spiritual side is quite happy to just sit back, chill out, feel peace inside, and just think everything's going to work out, it's going to be absolutely fine. And I feel like a lot of you maybe are at that point where you're split, okay? And if this is the case, I just feel like just recognizing that might help you to understand what's happening and how you can deal with it by getting the balance right, by trying to let go of some of the control of things as well. I feel like you need to try not to work out the outcome of certain events as well, and just let happen what is going to happen. A lot of people tend to hold on to things as well for a lot longer than they should, and that kind of blocks opportunity as well, because if you're holding on to something that's not really meant for you, then that space is filled, okay, with whatever it is that you're holding on to. Could be a person, could be a job, anything like that. And then once you do eventually realise, actually, I need to let this go, you're creating space, and probably also it would give you maybe a sense of relief in the end, and you would feel that something better would come along and fill that space. You would be allowing that. I feel like allowing is definitely the word. And I feel like on this card, I don't know whether you can see it, but there is like an infinity symbol there on what looks like a world behind that person. So it's like everything is always in motion, okay, that the world's changing, your lives are changing every single day. It may feel as though things aren't moving, you are doing the same day in, day out, but there are subtle changes in the background. There are things going on, there's things in your mind, there's thoughts that you're thinking. You are slowly creating that change, but you have to be quite patient with it. You have to wait for everything to drop into place, for the stars to align, I think is probably a good way to describe that. This person also, I noticed they're looking out into the darkness. We had this card to start with, which was like joy, stability, and the sun card, the sunshine, but this person still stood in the darkness. So I want to just quickly touch on the dark night of the soul as well. Maybe quite a few of you have either been through this, maybe one or more times. Maybe some of you are going through it and not even realizing that's what it is. So that's kind of where you're looking. Maybe people are triggering you, making you look at areas of your life that need to change, and it's you that needs to make the change. And this is part of sitting in the darkness, and realizing that actually if I don't change, my situation's not going to change, and neither are people that are around me. And I think that it's important to know that this is like a period that you need to go through, but it doesn't last forever. So again, it's one of those up and down things that happens in our lives. So you've got to go through the darkness before you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And as I'm speaking spiritually again to quite a lot of people as a collective, I feel drawn to just say, if you pop to my Facebook page, the link's in my bio, look out for the sunflower. So over on my page, Faith Over Fear, you'll see a pinned post at the top of the page, and it has quite a few helpful links on there that I've just listed for people to go and do their own research, really, because there'll be quite a few things that may be flagging it for you with a spiritual awakening that maybe you don't understand, or you just don't know where to look. And with my own experience, what I've found is it is good to just take your time, go through the links, see what works for you, see what doesn't, work through them and find your own answers. Be sort of inquisitive, and just try to I think find a balance really in your life. Don't try not to overindulge. When you start to feel like you're doing, maybe you're doing shadow work, or maybe you are receiving messages or that sort of thing, I feel like it's important that you need to just know that this is like a process that you're going through, but you need to definitely keep your foot in the human world as well. So don't overindulge. Yes, look for your answers, but the balance is definitely important, okay? Because there's still people around you that need you to continue on your human journey, if you like. You can't just completely drop it. You have to be mindful, and when I say mindful, I was actually drawn to pick up my mindfulness book today before I came onto the live. It's called The Little Book of Mindfulness, and it's by Tiddy Rowan. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not very well. And it's got loads of lovely little quotes in it, and I am really drawn to mindfulness as well, because I just think it's a nice way to start your day. Just maybe doing like a little 10-minute meditation, that sort of thing, or just listening to positive thoughts, just to clear your mind and not let it go racing off with everything as soon as you wake up. I feel like mornings are quite powerful for that sort of thing, and I would recommend that to anybody who may be having that I want to say monkey mind. You know, as soon as you wake up, everything from yesterday is popped back in there again, all your worries, all your thoughts, your anxieties coming up. So it's good to just put a cap on that before you even start the day. You know, don't allow it any power, and I think that will be helpful to quite a few of you as well. If you can learn how to master that, it is a good thing to what's the word? Just something that to do while you're still like finding your feet, if you like. So it's just a good thing to, like a little plan to have in place. So I just want to read from this mindfulness book, because this was the one that I was drawn to, and it's got like a little marker in it, and the marker was in on this page. So what it says is, another way of looking at a mind overcrowded with thoughts, all half dealt with, is to compare it with the desktop on your computer. When you have too many files and windows open, the computer starts to groan. Sometimes opening just one more file is the last straw, and the computer crashes or it shuts down. So when you're next at your computer, think about this and let it be a mindful way of keeping your thoughts tidy and avoid your own mind from crashing. So to me, that makes perfect sense. You know, if you've got lots of things going over and over in your mind, if you're thinking, maybe this is what I'm drawn to pick up again, thinking about something, thinking about how you want to move forward with something, overcrowding your mind. But not only that, you've got lots of other worries and anxieties going on in there. It's going to be hard for you to separate them. They're all gonna what I'm seeing is like a snowball. They're all just gonna all join into one, and that's gonna cause you a lot of anxiety, because you just can't unravel that. But you will be able to do it if you break it down into pieces. You know, if you do one problem at a time, solve one thing at a time, or put a specific day aside for a certain task or something like that, rather than trying to think of everything all at once. And I still feel like balance is important. I feel like I need to keep saying balance everything out. Try not to leave things behind. Yesterday I did a reading for somebody, and what I actually said in that was, think of it as spinning plates, you know, where you've got to keep them spinning. These are all the different things in your life. It could be like family, work, partnerships, all these kind of things that are all going on in your life, and you've got to try and keep all of those going. But I feel like for a lot of people, we tend to drop quite a few of them on the floor because we're too busy focused on these two over here. So always be mindful of the distractions in your life, you know, things that are taking too much of your time, your energy, because things will be falling on the floor behind you and you'll probably not notice it until it's too late, and then they'll be broken, and you can't always mend, you know, things as well. You can't always stick them back together again, and if you do, there's going to be always going to be like that, I can't think of the word, but you know, like a crack in there. You're not going to be able to completely go back to how it was, so be mindful of that as well. I feel like I just want to leave that there for today because I feel like I've said quite a lot, but I have covered quite a few things. And like I said, my Facebook page, I feel like for a lot of people, you are going to find your own answers. You will, you know, tap into the areas that you need to. You'll be guided to look where you need to look. And Hannah, thank you for the reply on Facebook. I will get back to you. I'll look at that this afternoon for you. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to leave that there for now. There is a couple of, well, one thing that I do want to say before, maybe I might pop off, but I just want to see if this connects with anybody, because before I started the reading, I did notice that there were signs that I was getting, okay, and I just want to see if this resonates with anyone on the live today. So for a few days now, actually, I've been seeing George Michael, but I haven't actually not seen him, but you know, I've been he's just like popped up in my feed, and I don't actually look for him, it just comes up, so I know that's definitely a sign. So George Michael was the first thing that I wrote down today, okay. Also the letter R might be important for somebody, and all of these things, I think they're going to be connected to one person, okay. And also the colour pink and Archangel Michael, so there's the name Michael again as well. So these are the four things. I'm sorry if they're backwards for everybody, and they're probably not very well in focus, are they? So let me just recap again. George Michael, the letter R, the colour pink, and Archangel Michael, okay. So I feel like if anybody connects with this is definitely, you know, a sign for you, and there is guidance for you. So if you can either drop me a comment or just pop over to my Facebook maybe and drop me a private message if you'd prefer the reading to be in private. But I will pursue this because I do feel like this is important, and I do feel like this will connect with just one person. So just for a moment, I'll just stay quiet for a moment, and I'm just going to have a quick look through your messages. And feel free to comment. And thank you for the gifts again. It's amazing. Okay, I'm just reading through your messages. They're quite interesting today. Okay, right, so I'm just going to recap on what I've actually written down before I started the reading today. So it's George Michael, the letter R, pink as in the colour pink, and Archangel Michael. So I think Michael's definitely a relevant name at the moment. So if this resonates with you, either drop me a message over on Facebook or comment in the comments below. And interestingly enough as well, the music in the background today is on YouTube, and that also came up with an Archangel Michael like image on it. So this is definitely somebody, I feel like maybe it is a connection to someone called Michael or Mike. And thank you for all the comments and the gifts. Okay, so I am just going to go through this list once more, and if nobody comments, if it doesn't resonate with anyone, I'll know that this is definitely something for a later date, but I'm going to leave it here. Not sure. Oh, is that Ellie? Is that your name, Ellie? Yes. Okay, so George Michael, the letter R, the colour pink, and Archangel Michael. When you say it's not sure, you're not sure if it's for you, what makes you feel like you're not sure? What makes you uncertain? Getting the chills as well at the moment, so it's definitely spirit. Your angel is Michael. Okay. Can you connect with any of the other things that I've said? Yeah, you're getting the chills as well, so we're definitely connected here. So the letter R and the colour pink. Pink, okay. So Reiki, okay, yeah, that's interesting, because I did talk about energy healing earlier on in the reading, and I was drawn to the chakras, and I have actually got all the different coloured crystals. I'm not sure if you were here when I was saying about that, but all the different colours that relate to your chakra here, and I've put them in a row on the table today for the reading. So yeah, I don't know whether is George Michael relevant for you, because I've been seeing George Michael over the last couple of days actually, but it's not something that I would actually look up. His songs mainly have just popped up on a video short or something like that, or there was actually something that came up on my TikTok earlier, and he was doing like a comedy thing as well, so maybe comedy has got something to do with it too, you know, like having a bit of a sense of humour. So I'm wondering if this is what's related to spirit for you. Okay, maybe this is somebody on the other side who was a bit of a joker. I'm a healer and refuse to accept. Okay, so again, this is part of the reading that I was saying earlier on when I was reading for the collective, and just saying that George Michael is connected to you. Is that what you're saying? Or the Joker? Sorry, the Joker. I'm getting all confused myself here. Yeah, there's somebody who's a Joker on the other side. Yeah, so you refusing to accept. It's like you're trying to control something that is just needing to flow, if you like. So it's important that you do try to allow that to happen, because you'll be feeling quite uncomfortable if you're going against the grain, if you like, going against the natural flow. His songs always make me elevate my energy, and on the other side I have someone that was a Joker. Yeah, okay, there you go. So this person, I feel like this person definitely knows your connection to George Michael, and yeah, and they showed me the video on TikTok, and it was George Michael just doing a bit of a sketch with it's your granddad, oh bless. They showed me a sketch. Who was he with? Ricky Gervais, I think. They were sitting on a park bench and they were talking, and there was something about the police as well, so I don't know whether that might be relevant too. I'm just, for the moment, I feel like I just want to just be quiet for a minute and see if there's anything else comes through for you. And I'm also drawn to pick up this crystal, which is what I put on top of some cards here. I think it's selenite. I'm not sure if you connect with this, but this is like, I feel peace when I pick this up. I always feel like this is a very, it just makes you feel probably more in touch with your spiritual side as well. Maybe, you know, this it's like a really big piece of crystal as well. So I don't know whether maybe you work with something like this, or whether it would be good for your energy maybe to get something like this, or maybe you connect with it. But I felt drawn to put this to one side before I did the reading, but separate to all the other ones. Mother's suffering from dementia, and that crystal calms down the energy flow. Okay, so there's the connection to that. Okay, and I'm sorry to hear about your mum, but it's amazing that you found something, you know, like this that can help her. And I would say, if this is naturally helping her, you are a natural healer, obviously. And you do, yeah, your granddad's helping you with her energy. So you are tapped in, and you are being subtly and gently pushed towards, you know, getting your foot on the ladder, really, with the healing. So have you actually done any form of Reiki yet? Are you working with it, or are you feeling like you're pushed towards it? You are doing it. Okay. Do you feel like it depletes your own energy a little bit? Level 2, yeah. Because I feel like maybe that could be something that's making you feel a little bit disconnected with it as well. You might feel like you're overusing your energy too much, or it's making you feel a little bit, as it almost, I'm seeing like almost like you want to, yeah, you want to use it on yourself more than anyone else. You grab others' negative energy, yeah. So, just seeing if there's any guidance on that. And you clean them, yeah. So you're helping others too, and then you're stuck with it, yeah. So you are absorbing quite a lot of negativity. I do still feel drawn to this. I think it's selenite. So maybe placing some of this could be a good way of keeping your area cleansed, if that makes sense. And I assume that you're familiar with, you know, burning sage, that kind of thing, and trying to keep the room where you're practicing, you know, clear and clearing out the energies of certain people that have been in and out, or if the room can be, I'm feeling like if the room can be quite busy, yeah, and salt water, yeah. So if your room does have a lot of people coming in and out and different energies, obviously, it is important to keep the vibration high, if you like, and not allow these negative energies to come in. And I do understand how that will happen as well, because people, they don't even realise that they're picking up that as they're going through their day, you know, and they're connecting with other people. And maybe, you know, I feel I'm seeing like arguments. If people have an argument and they're picking up bad energy from the other person, that kind of thing, and that can sit with you, can't it? Because you'll take that along with you for the rest of the day, and you'll maybe be sort of fizzing over it. You know what I mean? Keep thinking about it. So, when you do your Reiki, I'm not sure if you do any sort of preparation before that. So what I'm feeling drawn to is, your mother argues a lot. Right, okay. So what I'm feeling drawn to is that maybe a short meditation session or something like that before the Reiki healing takes place. So clearing out the negative energies before you actually start, if that makes sense. And probably like incorporating that into a session, maybe not for everybody, but I feel like you might feel off. I know if you're good at reading energy, you'll know which clients will need that, and maybe that's something, you know, and then you can be mindful about clearing that out before you actually start getting hands-on with the person, so that it's not affecting you as much, if that makes sense. So maybe try look at perhaps on YouTube. There might even be some helpful guidance on there from other Reiki healers as well. For lots of things now, I find that there's like communities, so maybe talk to other people that are doing the same or similar. They may be able to help you and guide you as to what they do, you know, to prepare for that sort of thing, or even what they do afterwards to cleanse, because it's not something, I've kind of been drawn to it, and I have had Reiki myself in the past, but it's not something that I'm completely, I wouldn't say that I am like a professional in it or anything over this kind of thing, but I do feel drawn to talk about definitely trying to clear that negativity before you actually start, so you're not allowing that to overtake your space before you sort of zone in and do what you're called to do, if you like. Does that make sense? Do you feel like that might be something that you could maybe consider? I don't know as well if your granddad, did he have a gramophone or something like that? It's showing me like, you know, the old thing like with the dog that sits next to it. I can see that for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what he's showing me at the moment. Yes, the thing I can't control. What do you mean you can't control? Oh, he loved animals, always with his pets and music. Oh, bless him. Oh, that's his way of confirming, I think. That is definitely him then. But yeah, I can see the dog sitting next to the gramophone. So when someone comes to me and needs help, it will just come up. So are you saying like if a client comes to you, you'll not feel the energy until you're actually into the Reiki. Does that make sense? Until you're actually doing the procedure, if you like. So without even asking for help, eye contact very easy with the other world. Do you feel like you're connected to the other side, who are probably not quite so is that what you feel? I don't do it like we should. Sometimes it just happens. You're probably, are you not feeling protection? You're not feeling protected when you do it. Do you feel people are just maybe, like when I was talking earlier on, what I was saying about was people are testing you. People will take you through the darkness. So maybe this is just like a lesson in learning how to deal with these negative energies and not allow them to take a hold of your space before you start. It cut the internet. Oh, I see. So you feel like they can tamper sometimes with things. Yeah. And I feel like it makes you quite anxious as well. I feel a little bit of anxiety here. I think as like, because you know how to follow the guidance as well and how you feel you connect, I feel like your granddad show me this card. This is what I read for the collective, but he's saying look at this card. It's the journey card and the number 10. You need to be patient with your journey, okay? You can't just I feel like expect everything to be perfect. There's things that you're going to have to work through as you're going through this life, and it's not always to do with what we're talking about right now. I think he's just saying try to be mindful, and I guess that's why I was drawn to the mindful book today, the mindfulness book. Try not to let your mind run away with everything, and try to work out what it is that you're being shown, okay? Because the more you keep coming up against this, the more you're not learning the lesson. So maybe you do need to look at this in a different way, you know, or work with it in a different way. Thank you for all the, I'm seeing lots of gifts and hearts and everything. Thank you to everybody who's connecting and coming on today and listening. I have actually done a collective read at the beginning for anyone who's new here, who's just popped on. So if you look back over my live later on, I do actually repost these on YouTube as well. So if I'll pop a link up to my YouTube page as well, so you can review this if you want to just look back over it once I've uploaded it, okay? Yeah, so yeah, I feel like your granddad, he definitely guides you, but I'm not sure if you hear everything that he's trying to put across to you or whether you notice it. And I do find the same for myself, really. If you're trying to connect with your own family, it's not always the same as somebody else passing it over to you. And I feel like there's definitely, oh, this is something that I've put on the table as well. I forgot all about this, but I'm just being reminded. Okay, so I put a penny on the table. I think coins might be something that perhaps you might find like in random places or that sort of thing. But definitely I was guided to put this on the table with the chakra crystals, sorry, before I started the reading. So maybe that's important. Perhaps this is how you're gonna know that he's around, or you did connect with him. There's something you need to learn. Yeah. Okay. I feel like the coins are important. And it's related with money. Okay, so there you go, the coin. So what was the question? Oh, I'm getting the chills. Massively getting the chills. Inheritance. Okay. That's interesting. As this is a penny, what I'm feeling off of this, it's not worth a lot straight away when you say inheritance. So I feel like the guidance is money isn't everything. And it's not the only form of currency. Does that make sense to you? I feel like it's just showing the penny and it's just saying that's really not worth worrying about. It's just a penny. Does that make sense to you? Why you would say that money is just it at the moment. I feel like money isn't, but it didn't work as I wanted. Okay, so you're talking about an inheritance that maybe you've received. So he says it's all right. I feel like it's just telling me it's not worth it. So whatever it is that your question revolves around, I feel like it's just saying it's not worth worrying about. It's just a penny, okay? Would that make sense to you? I don't really know what this is involving, but I feel like what he's saying there's a lot of things that you can't buy with this, is what he's saying. Yes, money comes and goes. And I feel like it's important for you to understand what things are worth. We earn and we lose. And I feel like this is definitely you realising how much you're worth as well. So maybe it's not even to do with the inheritance. I feel like it could be a message for you to say that I feel like whatever you're doing, maybe you're not charging enough for it. Although money is saying it's not worth it, money is important to live. So if you're not charging enough, then you're not seeing your own worth, if you like. You're using a lot of energy doing the work that you're doing. And I feel like I'm still holding this crystal as well. So you need to, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so you do need to find your peace where money is concerned as well. Don't feel guilty about asking for more money for what you're doing, because you're worth it, and people will know that you're worth it. And especially if you're, you know, getting all this negative energy coming back at you as well, you don't want to take on that for nothing. Do you know what I mean? True, I change work and it's not paying me what I should be earning. Yeah. So I feel like the Reiki is definitely something that you need to be moving more towards. So perhaps in the future, this is something that you're going to be more involved with, but it's getting that right balance, and it's making sure obviously you're protected and that you're feeling. I feel like this crystal is a good one for you. Just feeling your own inner peace before you actually start with anybody else as well. Making sure that you're fully topped up, fully aligned. And in a lot of my readings this comes up, and I always tend to say, make sure that your own cup is filled before you go to help others fill theirs, if that makes sense. So keeping yourself, yeah, you'll get another crystal. Yeah, definitely. I think they're helpful. And I'm being drawn to making sure that they're charged as well. Put them in the sunshine or in the moonlight, whichever you feel appropriate. I feel like you'll be guided again. So try not to, it's almost like I'm seeing like a battery running down. So make sure that you definitely learn how to cleanse and charge them as well. Yeah, but I do feel like for you, eventually your journey is going to become more, it's not going to be standing in the station. Okay, the train will start to move, but you have to get more aligned with it, get more comfortable with it, and understand that it is like a test of your worth as well. You're going to feel like now you can't hold things in. If you feel like somebody is not realizing your worth, you'll feel like you just want to either move away from that job or tell them, actually I want more pay, speak the truth. Do you know what I mean? You won't be able to hold that in because it will be too uncomfortable. And this is a good thing. It's a good change. It's something that needs to happen because this is what you're looking for, and this is the first card I pulled today. Yeah, you want to move away, joy and stability. And as much as we look at other people and we say it's your fault, you know, I wouldn't be like this if it wasn't for you. Really what we need to be doing is looking at ourselves and knowing that whatever is happening in our life is through our own creation. We actually create what's happening. We allow or disallow. We've got two choices really, you know, what happens to us. Whether it be a job situation or how a person's treating us, you know, all of these things. So, you know, you're not supposed to be there. Yeah. So you are feeling that pull definitely towards what you're more aligned with, what you came here to do. So I feel as though for you, you will eventually step into that power, if you like, and realise that I'm seeing you like walking along a path on your own. So maybe for a little while you'll be just finding your feet and you'll be happy to do something on your own. But in the meantime, I think this is all like preparation for when that train does start to move, you know, when you do have all the necessary fuel on board, if you like. I feel like this train's at the station and it's being refueled and having all the necessary checks before it starts its journey, if that makes sense. And the interesting thing on this as well, I'm being drawn to the baggage on the floor. I feel like, although that's like luggage that should go on the train, I'm being shown you need to leave that there. So I feel like there's something you need to let go of. You're waiting for the right people, to align around you. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, there are things that you still need to become comfortable with releasing before you can move into what it is that you should be doing as well. But it's all like a process in life. You will figure out what you do need to be doing, and you will sort out all these situations around you that are not feeling great. But it's just going to take time. And I think the anxiety that a lot of people feel is because they're trying to push forward so quickly and, trying to do too much. And I feel like in today's times as well, it's quite easy to get dragged along by that, by everybody trying to pull you this way and that and distract you and say, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. And it can get quite overwhelming, and you'll feel like you need to do so much in a day, but really you don't. That I feel like it's the other way around, especially for you. I feel like you need some quiet time. You need time to rest and relax, to recharge, and to spend time on yourself. And if you do pop to my Facebook page and look for that pinned post, I think there's a section on self-care on there, which you're probably quite familiar with, but it's all well and good knowing about these things, but it's putting them into action that actually makes the difference, if that makes sense. So, putting a bit of time in your diary just for you, making an appointment with yourself, and not feeling guilty for it either, because I feel like a lot of us probably feel that, I just want to stay in bed duvet day. If your body's telling you that, listen to it. Don't keep pushing it, because it's going to break. Do you know what I mean? And I feel as though it's important, not just for you with your personal reading now, but for everyone who's listening, the collective. It's definitely important to know that it's okay, not to charge about like a headless chicken every day. You have to have that break, that quiet time, time to recharge, to reground yourself, to recenter. And I'm not sure as well if you've ever done any readings. I'm feeling drawn to the fact that you can connect quite easily. So whether you've done something like this before, because that's something as like a sideline maybe you could look at. I don't really feel like that's I don't feel like that's going to be your main income, if you like, but I do think that you don't need to just attach yourself to one thing either, if that makes sense. You can sort of dip your toe into lots of different ponds, if you like, and test the water. You started to learn, did one for a friend, and it was a huge flux of energy. Again, so people do tend to be able to draw your energy out of you quite easily. So that's definitely something that, and you got scared. Oh, bless. So I think that's working on yourself maybe for the moment is the most important thing, finding your sunshine, the sun card that came out here, just knowing that it's okay to spend time to get your vibes high before you start helping other people to find their higher vibes, if you like. It's really important, and I get this in a lot of the readings that I do and a lot of the spiritual people that I speak with. I think we all suffer from it, being an empath, you know, taking on everybody else's problems and their energy, and out of the goodness of your heart, you're trying to help them, but all they tend to do is just kind of pull you back down into their vibe, if you like, the low energy. So it's important to learn how to not allow that to happen. You know, find your own ways of dealing with that, and make sure that that is, you know, something that you do like a ritual, I suppose, every day. So you know that you're starting the day off on the right foot. So I think what I said earlier on was about meditation in the morning. 10 minutes is very powerful, and it can help for the rest of the day. It can set you off on the right foot for the rest of the day, you know. Help you to, maybe you perhaps need some like affirmations to just to top you up, so that you feel like before you step out the door, maybe go to YouTube, see if you can find some positive ones that are just telling you like everything's going to be okay today, things are going to work out okay. I won't even tell yourself, I'm not going to overuse my energy today, I'm going to pull back if anybody comes too close, I'll put myself in a protective bubble. All these kind of things can be really helpful, because you're programming your mind, you know, you're telling it the kind of day that you expect, and you're saying this. When you say I am, it's very powerful as well, because that's telling the universe, you know, this is what you believe. And if you're frightened or you're scared of something, and your mind is chattering away and it's saying don't do this, don't do that, you're scared, the universe is feeling that as well. So that, you know, that's what's going to come through for you, because you're frightened of something. You're not going to be able to push past that. So sometimes, you know, it's learning to sort of work with that fear as well, stepping over it, and knowing in some cases it's not even real. You know, a lot of it can be in your head. You can be taking that with you, you know, when you get up in the morning, if you're worrying about something that happened yesterday, you're getting up with that same problem in your head and taking that through another day with you. And the more you do that, the more it's stacking up. And at the end of the week, something you probably didn't fear that much has become terrifying, if that makes sense. So always be aware of the build-up of things like that. Try to tackle them head on as quickly as possible if you can. I feel like your granddad is showing me your grandma. I don't know if you called her grandma. I don't know why he's showing me, but he's showing me. He's just showing me grandma. I don't know why that would be important, but he's showing me. So I don't know whether that means maybe they're together on the other side, or whether there's something happening with her if she's still on the earth. They're both close to me. They passed when I was young. Yeah. Okay. I think it's more than likely then confirmation that they're still together, because all I can see is that it's almost like he's standing there and she's next to him, and he's going like this. Not sure as well. I feel like there's a familiarity. I don't know whether it's like features or in the way that somebody is. Does that make sense to you? I feel like that's what he's showing me. It's almost like he's got your grandma on display. She looks Maybe she looks very similar. Yeah. Your face. Oh, bless. Okay. I'm not sure why he's showing me that or why that's relevant. But he's saying, okay, I'm just going to say what I feel like he wants me to say. Your face and temper. Okay. When you put and temper, all I was hearing was you're an angel. So maybe you're beating yourself up a little bit here, because he's showing me the angel's wings. Okay. Try not to doubt yourself. Try not to let others push you into a box. Allow those wings to grow. They need space and they need nurturing. They need time to develop, is what it's showing me. You can't learn to fly without falling down a few times beforehand. You do beat yourself up, yeah. It's saying just learn from the knocks. Life's never easy. Not just for you, it happens to everybody. Don't feel so alone. You know you're guided, you know we're here. You know if you ask, we'll be there, we'll help, we can show you the way. But you need to be mindful of your innermost thoughts, is what he's saying. Speak to yourself as kindly as you do to other people. And this is really important. And he wants you to remember that. If you remember nothing else from this reading, this is what he's saying you must remember today. This is the most important thing. Try to love yourself more and you'll find that everything else will just drop into place. And I hope that makes sense to you, because I do feel the anxiety again. It's making me feel, I do feel like maybe you do struggle with just your own self-esteem, maybe, perhaps. Yeah, you do, yeah. Okay, so I do feel as though I feel like he's saying, please take this with you and learn from what we've talked about today, but always remember that you are worth so much more than you keep telling yourself, and allow others to see you in that kind of light. Allow other people to see how brightly you shine and that you deserve to be treated better. Their mission on the other side is to help you as much as possible, but he's saying you hide so much. Yeah, the trouble is you can't hide anything from spirit, you know. He's saying you have to allow them to come in and help you. you definitely can't hide this from them, because they know how much this is like bringing you down, making you feel low. And you do really need to start to try and get yourself back up, okay? Because every day there's an opportunity. He wants me to show you this card and just say, there is an opportunity in every day. Don't always look out into the darkness. You can turn around and you'll see the light behind. Don't keep looking looking so deeply into the bad things, the negative things, okay? And then he's saying this card, interestingly enough, actually, both of these cards have the number 4 on, so that could be relevant to you as well. But the joy and stability, and seeing the light, knowing that the light's there, and just allowing it to come through you is so important. Don't keep holding on to these dark times, these dark moments, certain things maybe that have happened that are putting you in a place of fear as well, making you too frightened to move forward because of what may have happened previously. You can work through this. It's saying you're strong. You are strong. You're stronger than you allow the light to shine. Yeah, you're stronger than you believe as well. So I think the affirmations are going to be a helpful thing for you. And when I finish the live, if you want to drop me a little message on my Facebook page, if you find the link in my bio, there may be, because I do tend to, when I do readings, I'm still connected for a while, like I said before this reading, for a couple of days, and especially today, I knew that I needed to write these things down. George Michael was definitely something that was following me around. So when I finish the reading, as I go on with my day, there will still be connection, okay, and I'll still see and sense things for you, and if that happens, I'll pass it on to you. And I'll also see if I can find you some helpful links that maybe you can have a look at with the affirmations, maybe just trying to get your anxiety down a little bit and start the day off in a more positive way, if that makes sense. And I feel like I just want to leave that there for you, if that's okay. And I will also say, please do keep in touch, because I like to keep in touch with people that I do readings for, maybe, a little bit further down the line, especially when they're spiritual readings, because I feel like it's kind of a two-way street as well. There's a lot of people that we're going to be connecting with who may pop back in and they'll sort of do something for us, maybe, in the future. It's not all like your granddad was saying earlier, it's not all about, exchanging money. We can exchange other things as like energy or gifts or whatever, that kind of thing. And that's what I love about doing the live reads as well. I do like to try and give back, and I hope that the collective also that are listening, can get some sort of a message from this too, and understand maybe more about how spirit works and how the readings work, all that sort of thing, because I feel like a lot of people here are being guided to maybe do something similar to what I'm doing too, and we are all different as well, so please remember that whatever we're doing, we're going to do it in our own unique way. We don't need to feel like we have to copy a certain way, even, if it feels like you're being guided to do something that's a bit scary or a bit out of the blue or whatever. Blue, again, that's another word that's been coming up for me a lot. Blue, the last few days. I heard the Blue Monday song on Sunday as well. So I feel like if you feel like you're being pushed to do something and it's a bit scary, just go for it, because I do feel like until you get out of your comfort zone a little bit, you're never going to progress very far. You're not going to grow, okay? So go for it. You were surfing on TikTok. I was drawn to you, felt something connected me with you. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, and like I said, you know, these kind of connections happen for a reason, and I'm really pleased that I've read for you today, and I did actually find who this connected with, because as I kept reading it out, I was thinking, you know, you can start to doubt yourself and think, actually, you know, so it does help if you keep going, keep believing that, you know, this I knew this was what I needed to talk about today. So definitely have faith in yourself. And so what I will just say to, I just feel like your grandparents, I want to say thank you for the guidance today to both of them, because it's been lovely connecting with you and passing on the messages, and also thank them for, you know, kind of following me around the last couple of days and showing me what I needed to see. And thank you to you and all the other people that have come on, and the gifts and the messages and everything. I just feel so blessed being able to do this, and I hope that I'm helping other people. And like I said, if you feel guided and you feel like you want to connect, do pop to my Faith Over Fear Facebook page. The link's in my bio. That's okay. I really enjoyed passing your message on, and it was beautiful. Yes, it was. So I feel I can see your grandparents, they're waving as well, and I feel like they're saying it's, although they're waving, it's never goodbye, is what they're saying. They're always there, okay? You just need to feel them, draw them closer to you, and know that their hand is being held out, okay, for you to hold on to. They're showing you, they're leading you, okay, they're helping you and holding your hand along that path. And I'm going to leave that there, if that's okay with everybody now. And I will be popping on and doing some more lives. And like I said, if I'm drawn to anybody, I will do a reading. Private readings as well are available on my Facebook page, Faith Over Fear. Look for the sunflower. And thank you, Ellie. I will have a nice afternoon. You too, and everybody else. And I'll speak to you all very soon. But for now, I'll leave you with lots of love and light. Take care, everyone. Bye.